blitz. Play fake. Standing in the end zone. He's in trouble. He tries to left-hand it out. It's intercepted by Molden. Touchdown, Titans!
Blaine Mickey, 104.5 The Zone. Whoo, man, that's got me fired up. And you know what? The guy who scored that touchdown is on the other end of the Mark Spain Real Estate Hotline right now. Elijah Molden joins us. Elijah, how in the world are you doing, man? Welcome into the show.
Man, I'm doing great. Appreciate y'all having me.
Yes, sir. Okay, this has been the longest season in NFL history. It's been the longest one. Let me ask you, as a rookie, how are you feeling after your rookie season being the longest one in history?
No, it definitely feels like it, especially with the COVID season last year. I only played 4 games last year, so going from that to preseason plus now, it's like if I don't have a one day at a time type of mentality, then it gets overwhelming. So I just take it one day at a time.
So we heard that highlight, which was such a fantastic play by yourself and really, your defensive teammates forcing the pressure and just everything that went down on that. But let me ask you, did you have a welcome to the NFL moment this year? A lot of rookies talk about that, like, okay, this is when it really hit me.
I mean, really, it was like probably like the early in the season, because going to preseason, I was doing well, and I was going against guys, but it wasn't like boom right off the bat. You're going against starters in Arizona, you're going against Russell Wilson, blah blah blah. So it was like baptism by fire. That's the way I look at it. And I'm really glad it happened. I know it kind of jump started my career, and I'm excited for learning and growing.
Well, it seemed like as soon as you started to get your chance, though, we saw you immediately start to make plays. So, whatever nerves, whatever there might have been, you just jumped right into the fire and literally started making plays immediately.
Yeah, I mean, no, the nerves are still there, thankfully, too, because that's what allows me to be instinctive and make plays. I just got to trust myself and go out there and make them.
Elijah Molden, our guest Titans defensive back. You can follow him on Twitter at Elijah Molden 24.
Well, Elijah, man, thanks for coming on. I guess, firstly, did you set any goals? I know I set, minor goals, and I kind of exceeded those goals coming in. I just wanted to be a special team guy and then eventually get up playing a little bit more. Did you have any goals coming into the season, maybe after you did mini camp, and then once you got to training camp, you say, oh, these are the things I need to work on, so then you came back a little more prepared for the NFL game?
I think so. I keep a lot of my personal goals just to myself. That's just something I've always done. I feel like if I talk about them, then part of me kind of I don't know. It's not as special. You know what I mean? So, but in terms of just kind of like the broad goals I set for myself, I wanted to help the team any way I could, and just keep on developing my role. I wanted to get better throughout the season. I feel like I've been doing that.
I appreciate that answer, Elijah, man. I appreciate it. A lot of people always ask me this, parents, and that is when you're playing defensive back, kind of give us a hint into the psychology of it. When you get beat for a play or a touchdown, tell us how you kind of process that information and able to come back and then make a play, maybe the next series or so. Kind of take people through what you do to help you be as good of a player that you are.
Yeah. I just remind myself that the game is really long, you know what I mean? And also the best players in the game have gotten beat. You know what I mean? You're never going to have a perfect game, perfect season. So, after those plays, which are inevitable, it's like there's still a lot of ball left to go out there and kind of make up for it. And it's easier said than done too. You know what I mean? As a competitor, we like to kind of hold on to that and run it over in our minds. But ultimately, I feel like if you ruminate on it, then it'll affect your playmaking ability in the future.
Has the game slowed at some part of the season for you? When I know he talked about the aha moment, but for me, I got in the game. It took me about 2 or 3 games for where I felt like, the game feels like college now. I'm about to take off, and it's exactly what happened. And sometimes it never really happens. You're always kind of fighting against it. Did that ever happen to you where you realized it started slowing down for you?
Yeah, I feel like it didn't necessarily slow down. It's just I got faster mentally.
Got you. Okay. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Kind of especially like playing nickel or safety. You know, like you always have to have your head on a swivel. It's kind of like juggling. You know what I mean? You got to be
Yeah.
able to adapt and be flexible. So that's just something that kind of having that analogy as like you know, you're juggling multiple possibilities and situations. That has helped me.
Yeah, processing a lot of information and getting all your tea leaves together and going through your checklist immediately at a drop of a hat is exactly what you're talking about. And that's what great players have that can do that and think on their feet and quickly, by the way, especially being a defensive back when it's the hardest position on the field physically. I guess break down lastly for me, give us a little bit about Cincy's passing game and what you have to do to be effective.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they play with a lot of confidence for good reason. You know, they've been lighting up the league. So we know it's a big challenge for us, and they're going to give us a lot of opportunities just from how much they throw the ball. You know, with that being said, they can also run it. They got a great running back over there. So it's a challenge that we're prepared for, and you know we've been doing our thing since we got the information that we were playing them earlier in the week.
Oh, I got to ask you one more thing. They were talking about walk off music and everything else. If you were playing a song for you when they call you in the starting lineup, what would be your song? Do you have one?
Man, I don't have you. You got to get back
give
to
me,
me
come
that.
on. Well, just give
Nah.
give us something you listen to in the locker room, maybe to relax you or whatever you do to before a game.
No, I was just talking to someone about this. Like, I don't really even listen to music. I don't listen to music a whole lot right now because it's always playing in the locker room. Like, I don't have to.
Oh, got you.
I don't have to find these songs because KB's always got the speaker going.
There you have it. Well, with Elijah Molden, defensive back for the Tennessee Titans.
It seems like there's such great chemistry in that defensive back room, and I've heard different guys talk about how they've been helped by other guys throughout this year. What's it like to join a room like that full of so many veterans and to have guys who are, helping and passing on knowledge and being such good teammates?
Oh, it's made all the difference. You know, I think there's so many people I can just talk about within that room. But it just all goes back to trust. You know what I mean? I think we trust one another, and then just what I ask a lot of questions, whether that's from Buster or KB. Like, they all have a different perspective, and they're just so willing to help, and I've definitely felt that chemistry go up throughout the year.
Elijah Molden, our guest Titans defensive back. You mentioned Buster. Elijah, you guys had 91 dudes who played in games this year for this team. How were you guys able? Because sometimes a guy just came off the couch and
Right.
then in some cases just started. How have you guys been able to acclimate guys out there in the lineup and then play effectively for you?
Well, I think Buster. He's played for such a long time in the league that he's able to come into a new system like ours and still play fast, just because he's seen a lot of football. And a lot of times in the league, it's like stuff repeats itself. It's just kind of different verbiage for the same thing. So the way he kind of came in and started contributing right away, it was like, it was definitely something to admire from my perspective.
Well, and he seems like you and that he's a very versatile player. That's got to be something you take pride in, that you can really go out there and play multiple roles in the defense.
Yeah, and he's helped me with that a lot too. Like, he's helped me break down different techniques and different situations. So he's been a veteran who's like, I can tell in a couple of years looking back, I'll try and be a veteran like him.
Elijah Molden, our guest here on Blaine and Mickey, talking some Titans football ahead of Saturday's game against the Bengals.
Well, Elijah, I know you're a West Coast guy, so does your family get over here to watch a lot of games? You have to get tickets for a lot of games, or they just kind of come randomly when they have free time? I'm trying to give me some tickets, man, just in case you got your couple, man.
Right.
Nah.
No, don't go. You'll resell them for a lot of money there. My mom, she manages. She's been out here a couple times, really. So she's coming out again with my two youngest siblings. They're 8 and 11, so they don't appreciate the game as much as my older siblings, but they're looking forward to coming. So they get in tomorrow morning.
Well, that's pretty cool to get that kind of support. I was wondering, man, What's the loudest game you've ever played in? And it could be in college. I mean, it could be in
Mhm.
high school if it wasn't. And the reason why I asked that because I think this stadium is going to be rocking like it was back in my day, and you couldn't
Right.
even hear each other, especially on defense. So I want to hear the loudest game you played in, and what issues did it
Mhm.
have, and did y'all create some hand signals out there?
Yep. I probably say, in college, like a lot of those stadiums, they got the way it's built. It's like a dome, so it echoes. So Autzen is really loud, and then we had a game versus Stanford at home that was really loud. But in terms of at home, there was I think the Bills game this year got really loud, and then the Seahawks game away as well. I gave you four answers, but no, I'm looking forward to the noise we can bring on Saturday. That always helps the defense.
Right. Talk a little bit about that. How that helps, and also how it may can hurt to a certain extent if you view it that way. Because for me, it was always like, man, I can't hear the checks. I can't hear what they're saying. The quarterback is up here. You start stealing some of the information when you're out there. So there's also
Yeah.
issues like that.
Yeah, well, I think kind of what we were talking about earlier, like in terms of the chemistry being built throughout the year. Now, like a lot of the times, I'll know what KB or Amani are make. I know their checks before they even have to make them. So we're on the same page a lot of the time. And then in terms of like what that does to an offense, they can jump off sides or kind of miscommunication errors and stuff like that.
All right. Before we let you go, I have to do this. I don't know if you can even simulate this in your mind. Let's just use the interception versus the Colts.
Mhm.
Go through when you lined up everything that you communicated and what you were thinking before the ball was snapped, and then take us through the play and then what happened, and then you intercepted and went and ran for a touchdown. It was easy. So kind of take us through all that's going through your mind. Just as fast as I'm talking, that's about as fast as you thinking. I know it.
Yeah. I mean, I was like like a money linebacker during
Right.
that play,
Yep.
so the nickel's usually the one who's doing a lot of the communication. So I just lined up opposite of him. I looked at the formation and saw that my guy, we were in man coverage, so he was close to the offensive lineman. I knew he was going to end up chipping. I wouldn't have to really cover him too far down the field. So he chipped, and then I saw Bud and everyone else have pressure on him. I saw a lineman start to get out and try and block me, so I knew it was a version of a screen. Made a miss, and then saw the ball up in the air, and that was it. And it all happened in 5 seconds. So.
So when you jump for the ball, you're just like, oh man, there it is. Oh, I'm gonna go get it. That's not. You were just like, oh, there's the ball. I'm gonna go get it.
I got punched right in the stomach. Like, so I made the play, and like I wanted to celebrate, but like I really couldn't breathe. It was horrible.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, there you have it. There's Elijah Molden, quick on his feet and moves just as fast, and he just make sure he doesn't want to get punched in the stomach.
Yeah, right.
Hey,
Appreciate it, Elijah.
I did want to ask you this before you go. I looked. Your dad had a great NFL career. A lot of people certainly remember him, Alex. He only got to play in 2 postseason games. Has he kind of told you about the significance, like what a big deal this is, that even as a rookie you're going to get to suit up and play in the NFL postseason?
Oh, 100%. He just says how lucky I am. Like he played for teams that weren't, like you said. Most of the time he wasn't playing on like winning teams. I think one of his only playoff win was with Coach Hazlitt, who's here now. So we've kind of had fun talking about it. But no, I mean he just says take it all in, soak it up. Like it's not like this for everyone, especially your rookie year.
Well, did they give you any hints though that how the postseason, the playoffs, the game speeds up a little bit even faster? Has somebody told you that?
Yeah, he did. He said he was like, for whatever reason, everything is just everything happens quicker. Everyone's more efficient, and there's just a different underlying feeling. I feel like you can even just feel that from watching at home. So.
All right. One last one before we go. I know fans are super excited about the return of Derek. Not just him, Elijah. The team, I guess, didn't have anybody who missed practice yesterday. It's got to be exciting to see the team as healthy as it is right now. And maybe there is a little bit of a pickup, maybe a pick me up to see a guy like Derek able to come back and contribute.
Yeah, I think of course he gives us a lot of confidence on both sides of the ball. just the type of leader he is and his presence on the field. So this is definitely a week where it's sudden death. So people say the season's a marathon, but right now it's a sprint every week. So I'm gonna go out there and sell out.
Well, we hope to see you guys sprint to a win on Saturday. It's been a lot of fun watching you play, and great getting to know you a little bit on the air today. Thank you, buddy, and best of luck on Saturday.
Yeah, good luck, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you. No, thank you both for having me. Appreciate
Yes, sir. And hey, happy upcoming birthday. We understand you're about to be 23 next weekend. So happy early birthday.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Elijah Molden. Follow him on Twitter at Elijah Molden 24. That'll get it for you. Titans defensive back. Blaine, a really versatile guy, which I know that's something you started out your career.
Yeah, kind of just like that.
Kind of just like that. Like,
Yeah,
okay,
no.
how can I get on the field and how